I'ma do what I do, so do you, hey.
And hey there guys, Moon Mix here. So today we're going to be chopping into the Ninja Turtle RC car, and hopefully we're able to take off the chassis from the body, because we only need the body for this build. We don't really need the chassis. So my major thing I'm trying to do is take away the body from the chassis. So with that being said, let's see if we could tear it into this RC car and take it apart, and hopefully we're able to grab the body and remove the chassis. Like that, we could start the Ninja Turtle build. So with that being said, let's do this.
So I was messing around with tools and a Dremel. I wasn't really going to film this part of me taking it apart, and I didn't. But this happened, and this is a major breakthrough, because this had some weird screws, some weird triangle screws. So I had to break basically the old chassis from the body, because this is all I basically need. So yeah, basically I had to basically destroy the old chassis. I knew that this was going to happen, but I thought I was going to be able to unscrew it, but then I couldn't find a screwdriver, so I just basically gave up and started using the Dremel and pliers and a screwdriver, seeing what I could do in order to remove the chassis from the body, and with a lot of strength and prying open the chassis from the body.
Alright, so this happened. Yeah, so this is the vision. This is the idea of putting this body onto this chassis and putting drift tires on here, making it into a drift car. But it looks so badass. That's the old chassis. I had to basically pry it open with a screwdriver and the Dremel to cut some posts here, and then I was able to open it up. And get what I needed. So this is the idea of it. Just have to figure out how to keep the body on the chassis. But yeah, this is how it looks. This looks amazing. I wasn't even gonna film this. I was just messing around with some tools and trying to figure out how was I gonna break the body from the chassis, because the screws, I don't know if you guys can tell, they're all like triangle, and that really stumped me. So I was trying to like pry it open with a screwdriver, and I broke these two posts right here of the body with the Dremel. So I was just going ham, and I wasn't really gonna document it, plus my phone was dead. It was charging inside. So when I was doing this, I was just, you know, just fucking around. And when it finally broke apart and I was finally able to like pop it open and remove the body from the chassis here, I'm like, wow, this looks amazing. This really looks amazing here. I just have to figure out how to make the body stay still. Look, from the carnage of popping open the body from the chassis, I just gotta figure out how to make the body sit still. How to maybe open the window so Splinter can sit in there. The inside of the body is kind of heavy because it has this motor that throws out the pizza rings. I think that's like the little gimmick about this remote control car. It throws out these little pizza rings. So the body's kind of heavy. I'm gonna try to eliminate as much weight as I can, because I'm gonna add weight with the figures, the dinosaur, the robot, all the other turtles. If I could figure out to make this like an empty platform thing, like remove this, all this, like that, it'll be lighter. But the hard part is that it has all this triangle screws. That's what makes it hard. If it had like normal screws, I'll be able to take everything apart as I needed it to. But the reason I had to break the chassis apart like this was because I didn't have a triangle screwdriver. So I had to figure out a way how to remove it. That's how I didn't feel like filming it, because it was basically just like down to like animal instinct, just like stabbing it and trying to just break it open, because I had to figure it out. Like I even dremeled this here in both sides in order to take the body out. Like it was a challenge. It wasn't easy, but yet we are here, and this is the vision. This is the vision for the RC car, and we're gonna be driving it around like this, and we're gonna mount all the other action figures on it and around it. In a perfect world, I'll make like a flat platform somehow and remove all the motor guts to throw the pizza, but I don't have that screwdriver there in order to remove it. So like I said, this is, or this is like still a work in progress, but at least we got the body onto the chassis. And we might have to run these wheels and have to figure out how to turn these wheels into drift tires, because the drivetrain for this car is kind of specific to this car, and like the hubs connects to the rim. So in order for me to drift this, it's gonna be hard to modify the hubs to like 110 hubs using the whole drivetrain from the car. So I have to figure out a way to modify these rims and tires in order to make them slide. But for the first video, I think we're gonna figure out how to mount the body onto the chassis. We're gonna drive it like this, because I thought for the first video we might go outside with this, but like I said, I wasn't gonna film this. I didn't think I was gonna be here popping this open, but I don't know, I felt bored and kind of felt encouraged to see if I could pop the body off the chassis, and with a couple of tools, screwdriver, needle nose pliers, a Dremel, not even the carting wheel, this is a sanding. I was able to pop open the RC car and take off the chassis that we don't need anymore, and put the body of the party wagon or the turtle van onto the chassis. And this is like the whole reason we got this chassis here, was to do this, and this looks so badass. So yeah, man, this is how it looks so far. I'm gonna give you an update if we do anything, like if I find a way how to make the body stay on the chassis. Maybe kind of how door has pipe cleaners holding the body, maybe something like that. Yeah, I'll come back to you guys when we figure that out. But so far so good. This is what we have going on.
Right now, I'm trying to gut out the body and remove all this heavy plastic and motors that we don't need, so it could be more lighter on the chassis. So right now we are removing this, and we're kind of doing this off camera because this is carnage. I'm just like prying it open with a screwdriver. I'm trying to break the inside part and leave the top part, because like the top is like the roof. But we're not gonna be shooting no pizza rings, so we're just gonna remove all this extra weight in order for it to be empty in there. So that's what we're doing. So this is how it looks now. Let's see how it looks a little bit later. So far so good. Managed to take out all those motors I didn't need, and we basically have it basically empty inside. So it's basically just an empty body. It's a lot heavier now. It's a lot heavier. It's a lot lighter now. So it's a lot lighter now, I meant to say. Looks badass. So we took out all this extra stuff, all these motors that we didn't need. And it's a lot lighter now. I just have to figure out how to mount the body onto the chassis and worry about clearance, like rubbing issues. But we're a lot closer than we were. The front bumper and the spare tire, which I'm gonna keep putting on, keeps coming off. So you gotta figure out a way to mount it on. But yeah, this is how it looks. This is how the body looks on the chassis.
So this is the vision. Basically, all I have to do now is figure out a way to mount the body that's way lighter now onto the new chassis, and figure out how to mount these bits that won't come off onto the body, and then figure out how to put the action figures onto the RC car. I would want to open a window that master splinter to sit next to Mikey that's driving. But if I can't, I'll just have to figure out how to put Master Splinter somewhere on top of the car. All the turtles like hanging around, and the T-Rex and the robot will be like somewhere. But yeah, this is how it looks now.
So we've been working really hard to remove all the bits and bobs that we don't need, starting from the chassis, in order to get the chassis as light as possible, and in order to fit Master Splinter into the chassis. So basically what we had to do, it was able to rig into the body, to remove the body from the chassis, which we did. The chassis in pieces, and I tried to, the wheels came off with the whole carnage. So what I try to do is I try to reduce everything from in here, since there was like a lot of gears and bits and bobs, because this RC car had a function that could throw pizzas. So I had to remove all the motors and stuff because it's added weight. It's already gonna have enough weight with all the action figures going inside of it and on top of it or whatever. And then also I had to cut into the front part of the car here, I guess the cockpit or whatever, I don't know what to call it. So I had to cut into there in order for Master Splinter to fit. And he fits. I just gotta like stuff him in there. And then with this, it seals him in. Like, you don't see his feet dangling or anything, because that was the issue I had while I was running into with placing the body onto the chassis, is I would see his feet. So I had to get back into the chassis and cut. Basically I was trying to cut the fenders, see if I could reuse them, and then I ended up cutting this piece out, and then I'm gonna use it by popping this back in and then taping it so it won't come off, and Master Splinter is like secured in there. And then the plan with the back here, I'm gonna put like cardboard so it can be flat with a little trap door, and I'm just throwing all the rest of the turtles in. So like that, they don't have to be hanging around here. Because if you've seen this pictures or whatever, if you've seen the pictures, I had the turtles hanging here. So in order for it to be like a better ride for everybody, I'm gonna make like a platform and just throw the turtles inside. And then out here, hanging here, would be the T-Rex, and the turtle robot would be like outside of the car. So the turtles don't have to be hanging around. I mean, I could put it hanging around if I want, but also the bad part of that is that they could fall off. And no toys left behind here. So if they fall off, you have to go looking for them. Kind of like what happened with the little minion that I left the wing on the Show. And I used my same video to retrace my steps in order to find it. So yeah, so far so good. We did a lot of weight reduction to just have the body itself. I glued the front bumper and the extra wheel that it came with. I glued that there to the front so it won't come off. And then I'm guessing I'm gonna glue the fenders in so they won't pop off. And I was thinking I could have glued this, but I like the fact that I'm able to remove it. So tape would be fine, like that. If anything, I could change the action figure that I sit in riding passenger, but I don't think there's gonna be no other action figure riding passenger for Master Splinter, because since he's old and whatnot, I don't think any other character has to be sitting there shotgun for Master Splinter. Like, he's old, so that's why he's like the main guy that's gonna be sitting passenger next to Mikey. So basically we gutted it, we got to what we needed. We kind of demolished the old chassis in order, because the hard part for me, I'm not gonna lie, was getting these screws off, like getting the top part of the body off the chassis, because this had some weird triangle screws, and I don't have that bit. So that's why yesterday, I wasn't even gonna film it. I didn't even film me destroying it. I just showed you the process as I got more deep into the carnage, and I just took out the phone to document, like, as I started chopping more. So as I started chopping more and more into the body, that's when I started filming. But you guys didn't really see the process of me breaking this. But these are like all the tools I had, and like all the leftover bits and bobs of me breaking into this. Because there was a lot of breaking that I had to do with the needle nose pliers, and then I had to use the Dremel, which is charging inside, and like I used the screwdriver to stab it. pry it open. So it was really like cannibalistic. It was mad like just, I was just going ham basically in order to remove the chassis from the body, because since we got the 110 monster truck chassis, that was the idea for me even getting that, was to build this. So I was just going ham, honestly, just destroying the chassis just to get this out of it. That's why like it's kind of tweaked a bit. And over here you can see that like I was going ham, kind of like, but it gives it more character. The only fender that will stay in is this back one here. The other fender keeps popping out. I mean, and look at more bits and bobs in the floor. I went ham last night. I went ham just trying to build this, because like that's the reason I got that little monster truck, was to build this. So this was the idea behind it from the beginning. I knew this was gonna happen, but not so soon. But it happened yesterday, and I kind of tweaked this fender a bit. I think I could bend it back into place or something. But it just goes to show that I really went ham. Like, look at that, look at the whole fender. It's not even straight anymore. But I guess it's a product of its environment. I had to Dremel this to make it smoother. I cut these motors off. Like, it's really heavy in there. Oh shit. The two fenders fell. And this little circle thing. And I like the fact this goes up. Like it's like a secret stash compartment. And then I'm gonna glue this. It'll be like BX, you know, represent right there. So I'm gonna glue that in there. But for now, it's just chilling inside until I lose it. But no, it's not, because it doesn't easy pop open. It's kind of hard. So yeah, this is where I'm at now. I just gotta figure out how am I gonna put this in there, put these back on, put the fenders back on, and then I have to secure Master Splinter so he could enjoy his ride next to Mikey there. And then I also want to build this platform. I could just throw the turtles in the back, so you won't be seeing them because the stickers of the other turtles, but they'll be in there still. And then once in a while, one or two could be outside, so like that they won't all be hanging. I don't know, because it looked like a fun time. They were just holding on for dear life. But yeah, so far so good. That's how this is where we are right now. Also, I figured out how I'm gonna mount this onto the chassis. I'm gonna be using bungee cords. So there's gonna be a bungee cord from the chassis going around, and it's gonna like bungee here. And then that's it, it's gonna be on top. Boom. And then with the fenders, they won't be as open, but then you still see the inside. You'll see what I mean, because I already took pictures and stuff. So yeah, this is where we at right now. I'm gonna keep building. I might show you this part when I do this, and I get the platform for that. I think I'm gonna film that, I'm not too sure. Doesn't sound too interesting. Doesn't sound too interesting, so that's why I'm doing that. So yeah, this is where we at now. So, thanks for watching.
And welcome back, and welcome to like day 3 of us building this Ninja Turtle body to put onto the chassis of the 10-speed little 118 monster truck. So basically this is what we're working on. And today we are basically wrapping up putting the body together so I can put in all the turtles into the van instead of having them hang around the van like I was planning to. It's just gonna take more fabricating, and basically I figured out a way to keep Master Splinter sitting on the passenger side without coming out. You're not able to see his feet, so that's also a win too. So basically what we're doing is that we're just basically putting the final touches to the Ninja Turtles van, or the party van, or the turtle van body, to put onto the chassis right there. So yesterday we did the first run, and we did that with the stock body, which you can see is not even on it right now. It's in the room. So I didn't want to keep it out. Didn't even want to keep it on. I didn't even bring it outside with me, because the reason we got that chassis was for this here body. So this is a hard plastic body that it came with wheels and whatever, and I had to basically go savage mode to break the chassis from the body that we need. And I found this body back at home in the Bronx around the holidays. I went to throw out the trash in my mom's building, and I saw a bag full of toys, and this was one of the lucky toys I saved. A Sonic that you guys seen in my channel, that I saved that action figure as well. There's a there's a whole bag of full of toys that I saved that day, and this was one of it. Also, the couches and the fridge that I fingerboard with, or I use for my puppets when I'm fingerboarding, I saved that with this too. Okay, all right, back to this. Yeah, we was getting a little bit distracted talking about all the toys I saved. So basically, to make a long story short, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna clean up the I guess like fenders. We're gonna clean up the fenders with the Dremel, and then we're gonna tape this here after popping Master Splinter back into the driver's side. And I had to hack up the driver's side too in order to get Master Splinter to sit in there. So I had to make a hole. So basically it was a flat there and it was like closed. But since I saw this, my idea was to fit Master Splinter driving passenger next to Mikey, and I didn't know how I was gonna put the turtles, but we figured it out. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna make this platform here. So we're gonna make this platform here, and we're gonna like duct tape it in, and it's gonna be able to open and close. And then basically the turtles are just gonna be in the back of the van just chilling, instead of having them hanging around. Kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever seen the garbage truck guy. There's one like hanging out in the back while the other guy is driving. He's the one that quickly runs to the garbage cans as the guy kind of like maneuvers the truck and parks it, and then the guy kind of gets out when he can to help. So I was gonna put the turtles hanging around instead of putting them in the van. But then I got the bright idea of like, let's throw the turtles in the van too, might as well, because the T-Rex is gonna be hanging out on top of the Ninja Turtles van, and maybe the T-Rex spot here too. Or I might just throw the T-Rex and the turtle. I mean the T-Rex. Or I might just throw the turtles and the turtle bot into the van and just keep the T-Rex outside, like kind of like this. So the T-Rex will be riding outside like this, while all the turtles are in the van. Master Splinter, you'll be able to see him from here, and Mikey is driving. Then you see all the turtles looking out the window, and in all reality, they're just back there chilling, thrown in there. So we've done enough talking. What we're gonna do now is that we're gonna glue these into place. I have to fix that fender right there to make it look like that. I did that with the Dremel. That's why it looks so neat instead of that. And this too, this looks way neater because the Dremel. This looks way neater too because I cleaned that up because of the Dremel. And look at the Dremel right here. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna fix the fenders, and then we're gonna glue them in, and then we're gonna pop Master Splinter into the passenger side, and then we're gonna put the floor, we're gonna tape it down, and then we're gonna tape down the platform, like the secret compartment, to throw the turtles in. We're gonna throw the turtles in the van, and then we are closer to getting this build in a more better looking fashion than how it started. So we still have a little bit more work to do, which we're gonna do now. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm about to put the phone onto the tripod, and let's get to working. Let's get this body ready, put to the chassis for once and for all. So let's do this.
Alright, so first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move the body over here, and I wanna fix this chassis fender to look like the other one. I don't wanna take it out because I like how that's sitting. It's gonna make it easier to glue it in. So what we're gonna do is turn the Dremel all the way up. I was going to use these plastic pieces. I was going to leave the fenders looking weird and ugly without the plastic pieces, but I still had pieces of the chassis laying around, and then I started playing, and then I got the idea that I could pop out the wheels, and this probably be useful to me. Like that, I could keep Master Splinter without you being able to see his feet. And this car is truly like a learning experience. Like, I would do something on one side, and then on the other side, I'll do it better on the other side, or like, yeah. It's nowhere near perfect. Especially because like all the hacking I had to do to get it to this point. Like the plastics is not gonna look perfect because like on one side, I probably went more ham to break it than in the other. So. Just a quick explanation why like pieces don't look the same. I got fucked up differently. I used different tools. This took a lot of destruction to get these fenders loose. These two fenders, I left it together because there's going to be the platform where Master Splinter is going to stand. Because he still has his feet. The driver doesn't have feet, so that's why it doesn't have to bother. That's how it came. But Master Splinter is a full action figure, so that's why I have to really jam him in there. Alright, so now what we're going to do is that we're going to glue the fenders in. So now we're going to glue the fenders in. The left fender is already in pretty well, so I'm not trying to move it. I'm just going to put the glue in it so it won't come out. This is really becoming into an art project. And I like it. It's like art in motion. The fender was part of the chassis, and it was like on there, and how to break it free. And then the front part of the fender was the front part of the chassis, which held in the wheels, and I had to break it free. So I broke that from the chassis, and I broke the fenders from the chassis too. So there was like a lot of destruction on this poor little chassis, because I was never going to use it. The idea when I found the body was always to find a chassis that would fit and make this into a badass monster truck or a badass RC car, you know? Badass Asher RC cars, and eventually it's gonna drift as soon as I figure out how to change these rubber tires into drift tires. But that's gonna be for another day, for another project. Because for right now, we're gonna be running this with the rubber tires, and then later on, once I figure out the tires, make it drift, then we're gonna make it drift. So right now, we're gonna be running it with the rubber tires. Alright, so now we're gonna glue in the second fender. I got some glue in my finger, a little bit. Take it off. And then the platform, we're gonna make it kind of like water resistant a little bit. I mean, it's never gonna be ran in water because it's an RC car, but we want to keep it nice and fresh. So we're just gonna put some of this duct tape onto the platform. And also to make it one piece. So this right here is going to be the platform where basically the turtles are going to sit, whatever, when they're in the van. So we're making like the floor for the van. Is it gonna have like a secret compartment, or is it gonna be openable so I can be able to reach the turtles when I need them? But for the most part, they're gonna be just in the van, like just thrown in there. There's not even gonna be no seats in this van. It's gonna be just an open van. The turtles are gonna be chilling as we zoom around on the streets. This is gonna be like the platform where the turtles are gonna sit. So this is gonna be like the back of the van, this part right here. And then we have to get to the front of it too, to get Splinter situated in his seat in the van. This is really becoming like arts and crafts project. It's pretty awesome. Trying to seal that cardboard, make it a little stronger too. I still have to figure out like how am I gonna put like the secret compartment so it can open. I think if I just tape one end to be able to go like that, it would work. So now, alright, let's put some glue in the inside of the fenders too. I thought that little glue over there would hold the fender, but still kind of wiggly. So let's put some. Hopefully not running out. So we're using Gorilla Glue Super Glue Gel. This stuff really works pretty awesome. I'm just trying to glue the fenders so it won't move. Let me put the cover back on. So yeah, what I'm trying to do now is just trying to glue the fenders so it won't move. I think I'll be able to continue. Alright, so now we grab Master Splinter here. I'm going to put him in the passenger seat. Alright, so now we have Master Splinter. I'm going to put him in the passenger seat in a way that his legs don't show. And then, it's like the front fenders and like a piece of like the chassis to be the ground. So this is the front fenders and a piece of the chassis. There we go. Like stuff it in there. I had it before, like it was stuffed in there, but I started moving it around and it came out. And I'll have to like figure out a way to stuff it again. Okay, so I could get it to fit, but I'm gonna need to tape it. So now we're gonna do this tape in order to tape the ground. In order to tape the fender to the van. That's what we're gonna do this right. We're really stuffing Master Splinter into there, so it could shut. So I need it to shut. Because I don't... Before, there was a huge gap there, you could see his whole feet, and I didn't like that. So, the fender really, with the floor piece, really fixed the situation. So, this time just needs more tape, I guess. Touching my keyboard. It's caressing it. That's weird. Alright, I gotta sit Master Splinter in a way that does not look weird, so I have to open this again and fix his arm, because he's kind of on Mikey's head, and that looks kind of weird. So we're gonna fix this. Moving the tape. Moving the tape. Come here, Master Splinter. He's down. Stop touching people's faces. No, it's like he's caressing him. Oh shit. Did I break your finger? We gotta sit Master Splinter in the way, and he's not looking weird. If I didn't care about Master Splinter, a quick way to just put this figure in here would be cut off the legs. I don't want to cut off the legs. I like the fact it has his legs. So I'm just like stuffing it as much as I can. Oh, to get the fender in. Come on, man. Like, there is an easier way. Not taking off the legs. I'm just chopping off the legs. I don't want to do that. The legs is actually better. I just want it to sit. Not all weird looking, so the more I twist it to that way, it gets closer to the driver. Alright, you're already looking weird when you look that way, right? So, I thought you were looking weird, but your head is so just out of it. So you have to be looking weird. I think I got it. I just care too much for the figure not to just chop off the legs and make it easier to sit in here. But it's part of it. It's part of the journey. For me not chopping off the legs, I don't have to struggle to put on the fender. Okay, so shit. Master Splinter gave me a run for my money. I'm doing the most right now to keep the Master Splinter legs on. I don't want to chunk them off in order to put them in the chassis. So I'm just doing the most with this tape and stuff in order to keep the feet on. Because I have the drum ready to go, but I don't want to. So, shit, Master Splinter. Not perfect, but fender is on. Fender play is kind of on. So this is how the chassis is looking now. I'm having a little issue keeping the front of the fender on. I keep seeing it on. That's just fender looks. I don't want to destroy the figure for this. Where's it today? The only reason I want Master Splinter to be there is because he's old. But that keeps popping out. I need to figure out a better way to seat him. The tape works, but it's not holding enough for it not to pop out. I might have to drum in more into there. Uh-oh, something's dying already. This was fully charged when we first started this. Oh damn, it's starting to die. This is becoming really, really, really dirty. Ew. See, that made room. The fact that I like the figure, I don't want to destroy it. Because I could have made this easier. I wanted to pop off his arms, pop off his legs, and just put him in there like that. But I like the fact that it's a full figure. What makes this kind of harder. I think I got it. Okay, we got it. Okay. We managed to get Master Splinter in. He looks normal. He's like having a conversation. Wow, that was messy. Ah, shit. Okay, so we have mass splinter in. This is how the chassis is looking now. He's looking normal. Now, let's throw the turtles in there. I don't know how much we're gonna fit. Throw them in there. Play nice back here, turtles. It's really kind of cramped in there. So we're just like throwing them in there. I think only 2 turtles could ride in the van, and then like 2 outside of the van. So for this test, I'm gonna put Mikey and Leo in the van, Raphael, and Donnie will be outside. So this is the platform we just made. So basically that's like the platform, and I'm just gonna tape that in there. Or I could do even better, make it a little notch, so the notch into there, a little notch like that. Kind of like this. I mean like really much. And then just tape it up. Fucking kind of, man. Now with this duct tape, we're gonna tape the trap door onto the chassis like that. It'll be closed until we have to open it to take the turtles in. So since the van is a little bit small, this is a robot fit. Nope. And the robot can fit. Alright. Oh. So he's gonna be hanging outside too. With the T-Rex, Donatello, Raphael. Platform that we just made. I'm gonna roll the tape here to have like a little notch. Like that when I need to take it off. I'll use a little tab. I'll use that little tab thing to remove the tape. Hey, if one piece of duct tape can't do it, try 2. That's the cool part about duct tape. So this is how it looks now. You're gonna stop buckling me now. Watch. Awesome. Okay, so the additional piece of tape is working, keeping cleaning. Alright, so basically, we did it. So basically, this is the chassis. Oh my god. Yeah,
Basically this is the body. It's done for now. And the idea to this whole build, the whole reason why we did this, and even got this RC car here, was for this. Let me show you. And I think once it's together, you'll just understand the vision as I push this build to get it even more better. Then you guys looking at the magic. Watch me cook. And with the bungee cord here, the bungee cord's job is to keep the body on. I don't like the bungee cord being over the turtle car. That's like the main reason why we have the stickers still. Because I like all the stickers. If I didn't like the stickers, I would have taken it off all the stickers and left the bare windows. But I like the stickers. So yeah, with the bungee cord, it holds the body to the chassis. So we could just pick it up like this. And moving forward, this is how we're going to be running this car. Looking like this. So this is like the whole idea behind this. Once I saw this RC car, I'm like, I could make it better. I could make it cooler. It could be faster too. Because I don't know if you guys saw that video. We're gonna see, because it's gonna come out before this one, or maybe even be part of the same video. No, I don't think so. This car boogies.
So, but yeah, this is the vision. And then we're gonna add other turtles, the T-Rex, maybe even like zip tie him like that, or like zip tie him like that or something. And then Donnie and Raph are gonna be hanging out. Basically, let me show you. So right now I'm trying to do. Trying to attach Raphael to the van. And basically that's how he's gonna be riding on the van. Donnie's gonna be like that too. So Donnie, shit, Donnie's out. Donnie just fell from the table. So basically your raft is gonna be kind of like that. And Donnie's home is gonna be like holding on for dear life. He'll have to get his hands to work as well. Alright, so Donnie's gonna be holding on like that, kinda. So Donnie and Raph are gonna be like holding on for dear life. Because they don't really fit inside of the van. The T-Rex is gonna be there. And then the turtle bot. Shit, I gotta figure out something about Donnie. I found him with no arms, and then I used these things to hold paper to make arms, and they work for the most part until they start popping out. These paper clip things. Yeah, I don't know where he's gonna be at right now, but he's gonna be in here somewhere. Yeah, I have no idea where they're gonna be right now. I kinda do have an idea, but I don't want his arms to pop out, so I'm not gonna force it. But somewhere back here. Somewhere like using what is it called? The bungee cord, like bungee him inside, like boom. Just imagine like right there or something. Like there. Somewhere where it would work. I'll figure it out. I just don't know where to put them right now. But yeah, this is the vision. This is what I was trying to build when I found this. I was trying to find a chassis that I would be able to run this RC car with, and we did. 2 turtles hanging out on the van better than all 4 of them is better. I managed to get Master Splinter in there, and you can't see his legs, because before, there's a picture when I was doing this that his legs was popping out. I didn't like that. You can see all the electronics from the RC. It looks pretty cool. I still have to figure out where I'm gonna put this guy. Worst comes to worst, that's where he's gonna be. Just hanging there. While Donnie and Raphael hang for dear life. But yeah, this is it. I can't wait to start running this outside. Like, it's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. And it's all one unit, you see? Thank God I found these bungee cords. Or this bungee cord. I was able to do this. But yeah, something like that. But there you have it, folks. This is the... I'm not gonna say it's the end of the build, because I feel like a build is a work in progress until it's fully done. And this is just like the beginning of how this build is gonna be. With this chassis here. The only reason we got this chassis... Ooh, easy access to the battery, which is awesome. Let me turn on the remote.
So right now we're gonna turn on the remote. Okay, green light blinking. Easy access to the battery. Oh wow, bad glare. can't wait to run this outside with this body. So there you have it, folks. The Ninja Turtle van, the party wagon, it's completed. We completed the Ninja Turtle van. I like the way it looks, like it's kind of like slanted back like that. So I know once I start giving it gas, it's gonna be pulling up like bam, 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 bam. So that's gonna be awesome. Oh, let me not lose Nexus Linear's walkout stick. Put it in here somewhere. Yeah. So there you have it, folks. This is where we end this video for now. Even looks awesome from the back. We just have to figure out how to keep this guy from flying out in the T-Rex for the most part. From flying out. And then once we manage to keep the robot and the T-Rex from flying out, we're done. We get to enjoy it. Oh, but it's on. Let me show you guys. Everything is still working. This looks too awesome. Oh my god. Let me turn everything off before I kill the battery. Okay. But yeah, guys, this is too awesome. Like, I never thought this was gonna be the finished product. Like I said, I seen this in the trash and I picked it up with the vision of me wanting to do this. Honestly, the hardest part was figuring out how to take out the body from the chassis, since I didn't have these type of screws. It's like triangle screws. That's not the kind of screwdrivers I have. But yeah, since I didn't have that kind of screw, I had to hack into the chassis, break it apart just to take off the body, and it was all worth it. I had to do a lot of cutting and Dremel work in order to get where we are now. I basically took off all the wheels from the old chassis, had to make a new platform, kept the fenders. But it's all worth it because this shit looks badass. I can't wait to start running this Ninja Turtle van, party wagon outside, and to just seeing the smiles of the people as they looking at it. Because that's the coolest thing for me, is that their interaction of the people as I'm driving this in the streets and I'm just skating, minding my own business. I don't even talk. I'm just focusing on driving this and not getting it run over. Like what happened to Thor V2. He got hit by a car, sadly. But then I was able to upgrade the chassis to a much better one. But yeah, I am super hyped, super stoked on how this came out. Like, I don't even know what to say. But I really got to figure out how to keep this dude. Maybe even like that. Like, worst comes to worst, just like get a bungee cord or a pipe cleaner or something. Just pipe cleaning them on right there. Or here. I think there will be cooler. But yeah, I think there will be cooler. I don't really know, but we'll figure it out. Like I said, this is a build. It's a work in progress. So that's what makes builds what they are, a work in progress, because you're constantly working on it. It's not done until you say it's done, and it's not done. Oh, I think I found a spot.
I have to move Raphael. I have to move Raph. I could put the robot back there. Okay, I think I did it. Let's put the robot back there. The T-Rex is chilling on top of the van. See? The robot will be there, like cleaners or something. Yeah, it could be... Right. Oh, this is Windows Focus. T-Rex is food. Open the secret compartment. A little stash spot. I'm just trying to figure out how to put this turtle. Yeah, something like this. It's not trying to stay on, but I'll figure it out. This is gonna be a little more complicated than I thought, because each turtle has like a different grab pattern. So depending on how they grab their tools or their weapons, some grab patterns are easier to work with, some are harder. Raph's is kind of just hard, so I don't think I'll be able to put the robot back there without breaking my head on how to make Raphael grab onto the van. So I'm thinking here in the front will be better. While Raphael just chills when he was at. Oh no! Hand popped out. Master Splinter's arm popped out too. While making this truck, it popped out as well. Okay, so we got Raphael situated. The dino will just be hanging out on top. Okay. This is truly like an art project, man. Like, shit. Okay, so I'm gonna take it as the robot don't like being like that. That's why I'm keep ejecting. So I kind of thought I found an area where to attach the robot, but now the clip arms keep popping off from the robot. So this is the robot right here that we're having a problem figuring out how we're gonna mount him onto the RC car. I think I got it. Like I said, I might just put him in the front right there. Boom. Just put him in the front. And then all the turtles He's a T-Rex, which is, in my universe, in this turtle universe, is Raphael's pet. He found him in the sewer, and then he adopted it. And he uses it to fight. And he feeds it pizza, and sometimes even eats villains for rats. So in my Ninja Turtle universe story, that's what's going on. That's why there's a T-Rex hanging out there, because Raphael found him in the sewers. And he kept him and took him home. They've been best friends ever since. So in this universe, Raphael befriended a T-Rex. And then Donnie made his Ninja Turtle robot. And he goes along with them in missions. And we're gonna put him right there. But we need pipe cleaners to do that. And this is Master Splinter's walking stick that I found yesterday. And I found a ghost staff here for Donatello, which he has on his arm, his hands. Just trying to figure out how to make the stick not fall out. Okay, so this is the build.
This is the vision. This is how I plan to drive this from now on. The whole gang in it or around it. But this is how I plan to drive this RC car from now on. It was really worth it destroying the chassis, because this looks way more badass. Donnie just really don't step on the wheel, Donatello. I'm gonna have to move him forward a little bit because he's too close to the wheel. Raph is okay. His feet are too high from the wheel, so he's not interfering. But Donnie is too close. So I'm gonna move with that. But I think this concludes this video here. So all we have to do now is run it. When I do bring this outside, I am gonna zip tie that there. So you will see the robot there. Or even there. I think even here works better. Yeah, I think there works better. Get a pipe cleaner somehow. Or a bungee cord or something. And tie that turtle down. And basically this is how they're going to be running in the streets. So next video you will see of this van is it running in the streets like this for the very first time with all the gang, all the turtle gang, even the robot there. I just got to figure out how to keep the robot from falling off. But yeah, folks, there you have it. This is the turtle van, the party wagon. This looks so badass. Yeah, man, this looks amazing. I mean, it's worth destroying it to get it to how it is now. It was well worth it. And I'll do it again. Yeah, this truck looks badass. This truck, this RC car, I don't even know what to call it. This van, this machine, this little machine. my Pokemon, how I'll call them in my channel. This looks so badass. The simple fact that I could lift it up in one piece. The chassis attached to the body. Yo, this bungee cord is a true MVP, because it's really doing all the work of keeping. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move this turtle here. He keeps moving closer and closer to the wheel. I don't like the fact that it's closer to the wheel. And the fact that the clearance, there's no clearance issue. There's no clearance issue whatsoever. It's just so badass, man. Like, it looks more and more perfect the more I look at it. And like I said, it's a build. It's not done. I'm still gonna be doing things to it, adding things to it when I need it. Maybe like adding some black marker there. Or maybe just leave it like that. Gives it some patina. Kind of like how Russ gives cars patina too. Donnie looks so badass with his book bag. Raph looks so cool just hanging there. Even has like a little dangler tail looking thing. A drift charm, if you want to call it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna use pipe cleaners. So like, this pipe clean it like that. Wire it to there, boom, and he's gonna be chilling. But yeah, man, this is the build. This is what we came up with so far, and it's not done. I know it's gonna be picking up like that, so badass, like man. We can even drive this at night because it has lights there. Dude, I don't even know what, excuse me, I'm a loss of words. Like, the more I look at this thing, and I'm just like, wow, this is cool. Hopefully the shocks could withstand the load of everything. I'm gonna have to make them a little bit more stiffer. Because of all the weight, because there is a lot of weight here. The chassis, the body, added weight. All the action figures, added weight. So it's not the lightest. So like that's why it's kind of like looks like it's drooping. But also it could be some awesome motion flex to it, like. Kind of like up, down like this, and then like that, and then side to side, like when it turns. So who knows? Maybe the whole motion thing could be a good thing, not a bad thing. Oh, that's why I'm like, why it looks a little bit crooked? It looks a little bit crooked since the fender flare. Since that piece that like pops out from the front is not fully popped in all the way, so it looks off a little bit crooked. But whatever, gives it character. So I noticed it. I'm like, it's not standing straight. Over here is a little bit like that. Because over there is where Master Splinter is at. so like I couldn't pop it in all the way. This way popped in more easier because there's no legs here. Mikey don't have legs. He's a part of the body. Master Splinter, on the other hand, he's a whole action figure, so he has legs and everything. So that's why here is like more, it was harder to pop this fender than the other one. That's why over here has double tape. Over here just has this one. And I put another one over there, so it could probably like shape the body a little bit. But all in all this funkiness gives this build character, makes it one of a kind, because it's not perfect, and I never said it would be. Kind of like how my art is never really perfect, but it turns out into a work of art. So yeah, I'm super hyped on how this looks, and I'm just lost of words, and I'm just like looking at it and filming around, and I can't wait to drive this like this. I think next video coming out after this will be a run video with the Ninja Turtle van for the first time. So we may do that today or tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. But I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. So yeah, this is the build, guys. The Ninja Turtle van, the party wagon, the turtle van. So yeah, this was my vision since I found this RC car, this toy RC car, was to make something like this. And it's coming together. So I can't wait to drive this for you guys. So we're gonna wrap this up here. Alright you guys, that was enough fun for one day. I'm gonna end this video here. With that being said, the Moonman Migs signing out. Until the next one, and the journey continues. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I promise next time will be better. Like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for vibing with me. I promise next time will be better. And with that being said, peace out. Until the next one, and the journey continues. Thank you for watching.
I'm that man on the moon. I'm up on the moon. Whoa, whoa.